9 months ago, we had no money, we had no name recognition, and we were taking on the most powerful political organization in the United States of America.
In my last video, I told you that Iowa was too close to call. And even after the results are in, I still feel the same way. Hillary, of course, picked up more delegates than Bernie, but perhaps more importantly, the vote was within 0.2%, which has been quite accurately described as a virtual tie. Technically, Hillary won.
I wouldn't go that far.
But the outcome will likely do Bernie more favors.
This is called democracy, and I love this.
The virtual tie serves as clear evidence that much of the propaganda that has been launched against him is false. He's not unelectable, he's not a long shot, and his supporters aren't a handful of college kids and very active internet ghosts. Hillary's failure to secure a solid victory in Iowa makes her frontrunner status suspect, and this impression will surely redouble once she loses in New Hampshire, as I'm sure you know Bernie will win there. And you are sure, right? On the morning that I started writing this segment of Question Time, I googled New Hampshire primary. The very first page I came upon was this article from The Hill, and I immediately shot hot coffee out of my nostrils. If you look at the Huffington Post's New Hampshire tracker, you won't see any narrowing at all. Bernie's lead appears only to be growing. On the Real Clear Politics graph, we see a tiny blip here. Do you see it? It's about a 1% change for each over a couple of days. Really nothing worth reporting on. Perhaps the writer of this article, Bradford Richardson, was talking about the polls shown on 538.com. No, their poll tracker isn't showing anything like that. And they're giving him a 96% chance of winning. Finally, they're making an accurate prediction again. So kudos on that. So what exactly is The Hill talking about? They say Clinton gained 4 points overnight, the biggest single gain in the daily poll since it began tracking, while Sanders dropped 3 points. That's a huge change, but I'm not seeing it on any of the popular poll trackers. So where did The Hill go to find a favorable story for Clinton? Conveniently, Richardson has provided us a link. Oh, he's using that well-known, well-respected Hiller 7 News UMass Lowell, New Hampshire tracking poll. So when Richardson says that she's had the biggest gain since the poll began tracking, he was talking about this poll that has been tracking the race for all of 4 days. That this was day 4 for this relatively unknown tracking poll, and that the major poll aggregators aren't showing the same results was conveniently left out of his article. That's called cherry picking. Bernie Sanders is in fact leading massively in New Hampshire, and suggestions that Clinton is making a comeback are absurd, and perhaps intended to deflate Bernie supporters' enthusiasm. My prediction? It won't work. But you can expect more of this in the run-up to the vote. So if you're in New Hampshire, ignore it. You can't always believe the mainstream media's reporting on polls. But if you believe in Bernie, or Hillary for that matter, go and prove it by participating in the process. If you're sure of your candidate, you're kind of duty-bound to do so. And you are sure, right?
Dr. King, in his last 2 years of life, talked about a poor people's campaign, organizing unions on behalf of poor workers. Bernie Sanders is the only politician who has consistently for 50 years taken that social justice platform into politics.
Thanks for watching, guys. You're the best. If you liked this video, please share it. And of course, subscribe. It doesn't take much effort, and it's just good manners.